So I have a son who's very smart and tall.
The son of former US President Donald Trump is living life as a billionaire heir. And you're probably wondering, what's that actually like? Well, let's just say this kid isn't exactly clipping coupons. With a reported trust fund worth billions, Barron Trump was born into a level of wealth most people can't even imagine. Unlike today's self-made billionaires, Barron's only job was to be born a Trump, and he's been reaping the rewards ever since. This is the mind-blowing, ultra-luxurious world of Barron Trump. He entered the world in New York City, not just as any baby, but as the youngest heir to the Trump dynasty. His arrival marked by a gift from Ellen DeGeneres, a golden baby carriage. Yep, gold. And that was just the beginning. Growing up, Barron's playroom wasn't a backyard or a regular bedroom. It was an entire floor in the Trump Tower penthouse on Fifth Avenue. Think about it. This triplex apartment is drenched in marble, draped in gold, and designed in full Louis Vuitton style by Angelo Donghia. Gold walls, gold ceilings, gold furniture. Literally a palace in the sky overlooking Central Park in Manhattan. Barron Trump's life has been nothing short of extraordinary. An upbringing draped in pure opulence. Imagine growing up in a home where 24-karat gold accents, marble finishes, and ceilings painted with scenes from Greek mythology weren't special features. They were just part of the decor. That's the Trump Tower penthouse, his first playground in the sky, a palace towering over Manhattan, the very definition of luxury living. From the start, Barron was surrounded by wealth most people can't even wrap their heads around. His nursery, not just a room, but a lavish sanctuary filled with toys and gifts from around the world, each more extravagant than the last. Even as a toddler, he traveled in chauffeur-driven luxury cars, and his wardrobe, handpicked by his mother Melania, a former fashion model, consisted of custom-tailored outfits fit for the heir of a real estate empire. When Barron was just a few months old, he made his television debut on Oprah as Donald Trump beamed about his newborn son, praising Melania's role as a devoted mother. Melania, in turn, revealed their intimate family routine. He takes him in the morning when he wakes up. They watch TV together, read the papers. It's their time. It was a rare glimpse of tenderness from a family often associated with power and wealth. But even these tender moments had a touch of extravagance. While other babies were soothed with baby lotion, Barron's nightly skincare routine involved caviar-infused moisturizer, part of Melania's own luxury beauty line. Each night, the young heir was gently wrapped in this indulgence, a symbol of the life he was born into. And his world only expanded as he grew. When the Trump family moved into the White House in 2017, 11-year-old Barron had something no other first son had before: a fully personalized bedroom in America's most famous house, custom designed to meet his every need. Barron Trump's new home at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue wasn't just historic, it was tailored to his comfort. His private bedroom came fully stocked with his favorite toiletries and soaps, ensuring that, despite living in the world's most famous house, he still felt completely at home. But this was no ordinary childhood environment. Alongside the stately halls of the White House came perks few kids could dream of: a private bowling alley, a swimming pool, a basketball court, and even a home theater. Before the family even moved in, adjustments were made for him specifically, from ordering bowling shoes in his size to refreshing the theater's movie collection. For Barron, these luxuries were more than just fun. They were a sanctuary. With his father's demanding presidential duties and the relentless public spotlight, the White House amenities gave him the rare chance to enjoy a slice of childhood normalcy, albeit one wrapped in presidential privilege. And while many kids his age were content in sweatpants and hoodies, Barron's fashion sense stood apart. Even as a young boy, he leaned toward sharp, tailored outfits, His mother Melania, with her background as a fashion model, ensured her son's wardrobe was as refined as his surroundings. In a 2013 interview, she revealed, "He's not someone who always wants to wear sweatpants. He doesn't mind dressing up in a suit like his father, sometimes even with a tie. He likes that." Fashion commentators took notice too. Given his family connections and his natural sense of style, it wouldn't be surprising if Barron Trump entered the fashion world one day. He certainly knows how to dress well. But beyond the opulence and attention, Barron's story is also one of legacy and expectations. Born March 20, 2006 in New York City, he was the only child of Donald Trump and Melania Trump, a billionaire businessman and a Slovenian-born supermodel who would later become the First Lady of the United States. The youngest of 5 Trump children, Barron grew up in a uniquely multicultural home. His mother made sure he spoke fluent Slovenian in addition to English, giving him a connection to his heritage that remains part of his identity. His early education began under Melania's careful guidance before transitioning to the prestigious Columbia Grammar and Preparatory School in Manhattan, one of New York's oldest private schools, known for its rigorous academics and diverse student body. There, he wasn't just Donald Trump's son. He was a student carving out his own identity, shielded as much as possible from the media's ever-present lens. That privacy became increasingly difficult to maintain when Donald Trump announced his candidacy for president in 2015. The campaign trailed through the entire Trump family, including young Barron, into the global spotlight. And when his father won the 2016 election, Barron's life changed forever. In 2017, at age 11, Barron entered St. Andrew's Episcopal School in Potomac, Maryland, a prestigious institution known not just for academic excellence, but for emphasizing character, respect, responsibility, and community service. It was a school that nurtured both intellect and integrity, preparing students for the challenges of the future. For Barron, St. Andrews provided stability and a sense of normalcy amidst the extraordinary circumstances of growing up as the son of the President of the United States. St. Andrew's Episcopal School didn't just provide Barron Trump with an education, it helped shape his values during his most formative years. There, he experienced a blend of academic rigor, character building, and community involvement that laid a strong foundation for the man he would become. By August 2021, Barron's life entered a new chapter when he enrolled at Oxbridge Academy in Palm Beach, Florida. Founded by billionaire Bill Koch in 2011, Oxbridge is a prestigious private preparatory school known for its demanding college prep curriculum, exceptional extracurricular programs, and strong emphasis on community engagement. Since joining, Barron has been described as a dedicated student, focused on his academics while also participating in sports like golf. With his high school graduation set for May 2024, speculation has swirled about which university the Trump heir might attend. But beyond college choices, one question continues to capture public curiosity: what will become of the Trump legacy? From the moment of his birth, Barron was more than just a child. He was the heir to a dynasty. The Trump family fortune is vast and complex, anchored by the Trump Organization, a global real estate and branding empire spanning continents. Its holdings include iconic properties like Trump Tower in New York City, the Mar-a-Lago estate in Florida, and a network of luxury hotels and golf courses worldwide. This empire didn't appear overnight. Rooted in real estate development and property management, the Trump Organization evolved dramatically when a young Donald Trump took over in 1971. With ambition and bravado, he transformed the family business into a global powerhouse synonymous with luxury, power, and prestige. By the 2000s, the Trump brand extended far beyond bricks and mortar into television, entertainment, hospitality, and more, becoming a cultural phenomenon. But empires of this magnitude require succession. In 2017, as Donald Trump assumed the presidency, day-to-day control of the organization shifted to his children, signaling the beginning of a new chapter, one where the next generation must preserve and expand a brand under unparalleled public scrutiny. For Barron Trump, this legacy looms large. His potential inheritance is not just wealth, it's the weight of a name recognized around the world. While his father's personal net worth has been estimated at around $80 million, 0 cents, by outlets like the South China Morning Post, the true value of the Trump brand stretches far beyond dollars. As the youngest heir to one of the most polarizing and influential dynasties in modern history, Barron stands on the cusp of a future both gilded and demanding. A future where his choices will determine whether the Trump empire endures or fades into history. For Barron Trump, inheritance isn't just about wealth, it's about destiny. One day he may be expected to assume pivotal roles within the Trump organization, carrying forward a name that has become synonymous with both immense success and intense controversy. The question surrounding Barron's inheritance isn't if, it's how much. The exact figures remain guarded, but it's no secret that Donald Trump has long established trust funds for his children, ensuring their financial security and positioning them to continue the family's business empire. Even now, at a young age, Barron's net worth is reportedly significant, but his true inheritance isn't only measured in dollars and assets, it's measured in expectations. To inherit the Trump name is to inherit a global brand, one that brings not just privilege, but constant public scrutiny. It's the weight of carrying a legacy built on ambition, wealth, and polarizing fame. And this legacy is more than corporate. It's symbolic. As the youngest Trump, Barron represents continuity, the living proof that the dynasty endures. How he chooses to wield that legacy, whether by following the path laid before him or forging one entirely his own, will shape not just his future, but potentially the trajectory of the Trump empire for generations. Yet, beneath the glamour and speculation lies a reality few fully understand. Growing up in the spotlight is not easy. For most children, early years are a blur of quiet moments, private discoveries, and the simple joys of being unknown. For Barron, those years were anything but ordinary. Born into fame, his father a real estate tycoon and television personality dominating headlines and screens, Barron's life was from the very beginning a public spectacle. As he grew from toddler to schoolboy, media fascination only intensified. Cameras followed him to elite private schools, flashes went off as he accompanied his mother to high-profile events, and even his clothing choices became headlines. Every outfit, every glance, every moment was analyzed, speculated upon, and debated by the press and on social media. This kind of relentless attention can shape a child in profound ways. The pressure to live up to an image constructed by others, to be the Trump heir the world expects, can be suffocating. Privacy, that essential cushion of normal childhood, was a luxury he rarely enjoyed. And with the rise of social media came an entirely new layer of scrutiny, instant, merciless, and inescapable. Barron Trump's story is not simply one of privilege and promise, it's also one of navigating an extraordinary burden. His future will unfold under the gaze of a world eager to see whether he becomes a faithful steward of his family's legacy or a surprising architect of something entirely new. But for Barron Trump, the son of a former US president, life in the spotlight hasn't been a choice. It's been his reality from day one. His boyhood has unfolded before a global audience, a life shaped under the constant gaze of cameras and public fascination. Growing up in such a world is an experience few can comprehend, yet it has fueled endless discussions across social media platforms worldwide. What's remarkable is how, despite being born into one of the most scrutinized families on earth, Barron has managed to maintain a rare degree of privacy. While other high-profile children often become tabloid fixtures, he has remained largely out of the limelight, a testament to deliberate and careful navigation by those around him. But that era of relative seclusion may now be ending. Recently, a former NBC senior executive ignited controversy by declaring that Barron, having just turned 18, is now fair game for public criticism. A photo of Barron and his father on X, formerly Twitter, when questioned, Singleton doubled down, telling Newsweek that his comments underscored Barron's transition to adulthood, implying that the shield of childhood privacy no longer applies. The incident has reignited debates about the boundaries of privacy for the children of public figures. Should adulthood automatically erase the right to personal space? Or is Barron Trump about to face a whole new level of public scrutiny? One far harsher and more relentless than anything he's experienced before. The backlash to Mike Singleton's remarks was immediate. Critics from across the political spectrum condemned the idea of targeting someone solely for turning 18. Among the most prominent voices defending Barron was Chelsea Clinton, daughter of former President Bill Clinton and former First Lady Hillary Clinton. She firmly stated that Barron deserves privacy, stressing that those who are not politically active should not be subjected to relentless public scrutiny simply because of their family name. Her comments reignited a broader debate. Where exactly is the line between private life and public life for the children of political figures? As the nation pondered this, curiosity about Barron Trump's post-White House life only grew. Would he continue the low-profile existence he'd managed to maintain, or would adulthood bring him further into the spotlight? For years, he had been a mystery to the public, a figure largely shielded from the chaos that often surrounds the Trump name. Then, in Easter 2024, Barron stepped briefly back into public view. At the Mar-a-Lago Club in Palm Beach, Florida, he appeared alongside his family, taller, more mature, and unmistakably poised, sparking headlines once again. Though the Trump presidency officially ended in 2021, the public's fascination with Barron has never truly faded. His departure from the White House did not mark the end of the world's interest, it merely transformed it. Now, with adulthood upon him, Barron Trump stands at a pivotal moment. Will he preserve the privacy that has defined his youth, or will he embrace the legacy and the scrutiny that comes with being the heir to one of America's most polarizing dynasties? At Easter 2024, all eyes turn to Barron Trump. The 18-year-old, who has spent most of his life avoiding the spotlight, made a rare public appearance alongside his parents at an Easter brunch celebration at Mar-a-Lago. Guests and spectators couldn't help but notice his towering height and striking presence as he entered with his mother, Melania Trump, walking tall and composed. A video of the family's entrance quickly surfaced on X, where it went viral, with viewers praising Barron's confident demeanor and polished appearance. What made his appearance particularly intriguing was its timing. Barron's recent focus on college decisions has been a topic of quiet speculation, and seeing him step into public view during a period of renewed political chatter amid talk of Donald Trump's potential 2024 presidential bid only intensified the fascination. This Easter gathering didn't just showcase the family's post-presidential lifestyle, it reignited curiosity about their future. For many, it served as a reminder that while the Trump presidency ended in 2021, the Trump legacy is far from over. Barron's journey has been one of contrasts, a life of privilege and seclusion, thrust into history when he became the first boy to live in the White House since JFK Jr. The family's decision to delay their move to Washington, D.C. so he could finish his school year highlighted their effort to protect his stability in a world of constant scrutiny. During his father's presidency, Barron's childhood unfolded in a setting like no other. The White House, a global symbol of power and history, became his home. While other kids spent their days navigating crowded school hallways, Barron roamed corridors walked by world leaders, shielded at all times by the Secret Service. And yet, despite the grandeur and controversy surrounding his father's administration, Barron managed something remarkable. He kept a low profile. He was rarely photographed, typically only seen boarding or exiting Air Force One or the presidential helicopter. a fleeting silhouette of a boy growing up behind the scenes of one of the most polarizing presidencies in US history. Now, as he enters adulthood, one question remains: will Barron Trump continue to live quietly in the shadows of his family's legacy, or step into the light of the world stage? One glimpse of just how closely Barron Trump's life has been scrutinized came during the family's return from a holiday trip to Mar-a-Lago. Traveling to Florida for the Thanksgiving long weekend with his parents, the then 12-year-old drew media attention simply for being seen in public. Observers noted how he was nearly as tall as his father, a detail that quickly made headlines and sparked a wave of commentary about his sudden growth spurt. Few months earlier, in April 2018, Barron had made another rare appearance at the annual White House Easter egg roll. While his younger nieces and nephews dashed across the South Lawn searching for eggs, Barron stayed close to his parents, displaying the quiet, reserved demeanor that has since become his hallmark in public settings. But life in the White House was not without its challenges. In September 2020, as the COVID-19 pandemic swept across the world, the virus hit the White House itself. Former President Donald Trump, First Lady Melania Trump, and Barron Trump all tested positive. While the president's illness dominated global headlines, it was Melania's revelation that their son had also tested positive that reminded the world of the pandemic's reach, even into the heart of American power. In a statement on the White House website, Melania shared her immediate concern for her son, describing how relieved she felt when Barron, then a teenager, showed no symptoms throughout the ordeal. She reflected on how the family's shared isolation gave them an unexpected opportunity to support one another during one of the most difficult times of their lives. In the weeks that followed, Barron tested negative, and the Trump family emerged from the experience with renewed gratitude for their health. Today, Barron's height remains a frequent topic of fascination. Former President Donald Trump has proudly claimed his son now stands at 6'8" or even 6'8", a striking presence that adds to the public intrigue surrounding him as he steps into adulthood. Barron Trump's remarkable height has become a subject of fascination, with many noting that at 6'7" he towers over nearly everyone, including his father, whose own height has long been debated on social media. But beyond the intrigue surrounding his stature lies a young man with a genuine passion for sports, particularly soccer. In 2017, Barron was seen training with Major League Soccer's DC United right on the White House grounds, a rare moment where the public glimpsed him doing something he loved. Not long after, he joined DC United's U12 team as a midfielder, proudly wearing the number 81 jersey. His height gave him a natural edge on the field, and he quickly made a name for himself with his left-footed shots and goal-scoring ability. While his involvement in competitive soccer tapered off after a couple of seasons, transitioning briefly to the Arlington Soccer Association, where he played just a handful of games, sports have remained a vital part of his life. For Barron, athletics have provided more than just physical activity. They've offered moments of normalcy, personal growth, and joy, away from the constant pressures of being a Trump. Even amid the whirlwind of his family's public life, Barron's education remained a priority. Growing up in New York City, he attended Columbia Grammar and Preparatory School, an elite institution on Manhattan's Upper West Side known for its rigorous academics and prestigious reputation. When his father took the oath of office in January 2017, the family made a deliberate decision. Barron would stay in New York to complete his school year before moving to Washington, D.C. That spring, he shared a special moment with his classmates. Barron invited his entire fifth grade class, about 80 students, along with teachers and Secret Service agents, to visit Washington, D.C. The group toured the city's iconic landmarks, spent the night in a hotel, and of course, visited the White House, where they met President Trump himself. For a boy living in the unique cross-section of privilege and scrutiny, it was a rare opportunity to merge his private school life with his public reality, a memory his peers would likely never forget. The world now watches Barron Trump as he steps into adulthood, curious about the path he'll choose and how he'll navigate a future shaped by both extraordinary privilege and relentless public attention. His journey so far reveals the fragile balance of living a life that is at once deeply private yet unavoidably public, a rare existence few can truly understand. What comes next for the youngest heir of one of America's most famous families? Only time will tell. For more stories like this, click on one of the videos now appearing on your screen. And don't forget to subscribe for exclusive insights into the lives of the world's most fascinating figures.